Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shy Talk Podcast Show. Mark and Ken.
What's the crack?
In with the 125th episode of the Shy Talk Podcast Show.
Yeah.
That means we are a quarter way to 200. Oh, we're more than
a quarter way to 200.
We're more than a quarter way to 200. We're over halfway to 200, but we're like
a quarter way to 500.
Yeah, quarter way to 500. Quick maths there.
We're not. Yeah, I think that's right.
Just
no, 600.
Just don't ask. Yeah, I want to say we're a quarter way to our next 100. If we start from 100 on.
Yeah, okay.
We're
3/4 of the way.
We have 75 more episodes before we get to 200.
Yeah, 3/4 of the way to something.
We should get that on a t-shirt. 3/4 way to something.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah,
that's one of those like quotes you often see misrepresented on like Facebook.
Yeah, that's our new t-shirt, our new slogan.
I just get like a bald Asian guy staring up into the far distance, maybe a bit of ocean in the background. Bang!
It's our new slogan.
1,000 quid of those babies.
Instead of "it's the shit," we'll have we're a quarter of the way to something.
It's probably a better one than playing the word shit. So, well, how did you get on with the stories this week?
It was a bit kind of a slow week.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slow week, but just looking through some of the titles on our show notes. What I'm going to do, this is going to be like past tense by the time this podcast goes out. So people can, when they hear this, just go onto our Twitter and just look at, because I'm going to tweet. I might even stick up on Facebook some of the headlines that what make up our show. This is like the titles we just throw in.
You get to see how professional our setup is.
I'm not going to take a screenshot because, like I said, you'll see they misspelled testicles wrong. It's like there's loads of spelling errors.
Spoiler alert: there's testicles in today's show.
Yeah, there's testicles. Like I'm very sure people are kind of disappointed if there isn't testicles in our show.
Or shit.
Yeah, or shit, or some kind of bodily secretion of some
some sort of bodily function.
Yeah, exactly. There has to be something disgusting that, like, why are they talking about that? So we'll actually start off with the testicles taste story. So this is one that was actually sent in to our good friend Spencer, who actually wanted credit for this story.
Yeah, he wanted credit for it, but I think it was a combined effort by Spencer, Dara, and Siobhan. Yeah,
see, like, I didn't read all the mess. I've seen, he put up this story, right? Spencer did.
Yeah.
And I read some of the messages after. All I've seen is, like, Ken was covering the story. So I was like, fine, I don't have to do anything more. But then I read a little bit down, and, like, Dara was just like, oh, yeah, I've been asked all day, like,
Yeah, we should shame Dara a little bit here and say that Dara's girlfriend has been trying to get him to taste things with his testicles for, like, probably about 12 hours now.
12 hours. That's a long time to be asking someone to taste stuff with his
Wonder has he done it?
I
hope so.
He must have. Like, I don't know, like, did you go into the science behind this?
Kind of.
Here's the science bit.
Yeah, I went to the science bit. So there was a study done on mice, and they found that mice have taste buds all over their bodies. So then they found that it included, like, taste buds on their testicles and in their anus.
Yeah.
But the taste buds on their testicles and in their anus can detect amino acids that are found in soy sauce.
Yeah.
So, like, they can actually taste things with their balls and with their asshole.
So this is not necessarily to do with humans.
Well, they've connected it to humans. So the scientists had no idea why these taste buds were there until they tried to breed mice. And with the mice that they were trying to breed, they blocked the taste buds. So when they did that, they found that the mice were infertile.
All right.
So they came to the conclusion that these taste buds, they unblocked them and the mice reproduced. So they came to the conclusion that the taste buds on the mice's testicles were essential for reproduction.
All right.
And removing the taste buds makes them infertile, and their testicles became malformed and, like, shriveled up and stuff.
That's bad.
Yeah, so this is where they connected it to humans, right? So the drug that they used to block the taste receptors is the same drug that is given to humans to treat high cholesterol. So they published all this in like a medical journal thing, and they're researching ways now to see if perhaps, or what percentage of men that are infertile have been given or are on medication for high cholesterol.
Yeah.
And they're hoping to develop a male birth control pill from it. And it just kind of reminded me of that South Park episode where Cartman shoves food up his ass and shits out his mouth.
Ah! So, like, have they actually put this to, like, a scientific test with humans where they...
They haven't tested it with humans yet, I don't think. But they're looking to see... They're obviously looking into, like, what percentage of men that, like, seek fertility treatment have high cholesterol.
But surely they go, alright, how many scientists have kids? So we'll get scientists that have kids to do it. And if they can taste stuff with their nuts...
Yeah, but I don't think you can, like, actually taste it. Like, it just says that it can detect amino acids in soy sauce.
How did they test that, though? Did they...
Don't know. I'm assuming they did some sort of a test to see if the taste buds got stimulated or whatever.
But yeah, that's really weird. I don't know. Yeah, because I think what
like they didn't actually say what
Dara's
what
girlfriend
test
thinks
did,
like he'll get they'll get some like garlic mayonnaise and just
dip
get
his balls in it.
Yeah, and he'll get to taste the garlic.
Maybe
we don't know unless we try Dara.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Dara,
like,
we need to do a shy talk experiment.
However, and this is actually true, and you can do this at home, but do ask permission before you do it.
Things just get rapey.
Yeah. Do ask permission. But if you eat enough pineapples, your piss and cum will taste like pineapples.
Oh yeah, I heard this before.
So if you do want to taste stuff that was once inside your boyfriend that tastes like pineapple, you could do that.
I don't think that Dara would be tasting it though.
No, Dara wouldn't taste it. Well, Dara could. All he needs is a cup.
Sorry, Dara.
It's just a cup, and then maybe like a teaspoon. You can scoop some. Yeah, depends how much you really like pineapple.
Do you like pineapple, Mark?
Not that much. Not that much. So I guess that's what you could do alternatively from Dara. If Dara can taste garlic mayonnaise with his nuts, you could just eat a lot of pineapple and you'll get the taste. I wonder if you can get the taste of garlic. Garlic's quite strong, potent stuff.
I think it has to be. It says like sweet things.
You have to eat sweet things in order.
So it has to be something sweet.
All right. So yeah, pineapples would probably be the easiest thing.
But I wonder, what effect does taste buds on your ball sack have to do with fertility? Like,
well, that's what science are looking into.
Yeah, that's a bit mad. Like,
yeah, you wonder. Like, I wonder if taste buds are the right word for it because they're not. In terms of like
they've called them taste detectors.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's more, or even like. They detect something, but I don't. In terms of like taste, the way we talk about taste, like if we take a bite of a chocolate bar, we can taste like whatever it makes.
Yeah, I doubt that you're.
But
like it says, you've got them all over your body. It's how like your body, like thousands of years ago when we were in the wild, used to detect like amino acids in food and stuff.
All right. So yeah, it's basically like subtle proteins. You can probably sense that maybe it's like a table. I say it's a very like. Diminished sense that we might have.
Yeah, you touch something, that's okay to eat.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll maybe move on to our next story. We've already started out pretty disgusting.
We've already embarrassed the fuck out of Dara.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's our next victim?
Well, our next victim is pretty much everybody who listens to this podcast. Because it's a simple question. Which side of, when you go for a hug, you once again ask permission before you do this, which side does your head fall on, the right or the left?
This is a story that was left over from last week.
This is one of last week's stories.
Since you brought this up, I've been very conscious about this.
How many people have you hugged?
No, like just like looking at people and stuff. Like I've been very conscious of this.
Yeah. Just standing around places where people hug.
Yeah.
And have you noticed what side people heads fall on?
Yeah, kind of. It's been 50-50.
50. I think you're freaky if it falls to the left, right? Unless you just be hanging around really emotional situations, like it's
just 50-50. Just watching people.
Just watching people. All right.
I know you don't see that many people hug, but like when you do, like,
it's an odd occasion. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you see it more in your line of work than mine. Definitely so, probably. But like, so like I'll go into the experiment. So 92% of people, especially when it's with a stranger or it's just like, let's say, acquaintance you hug, or maybe a family member you have no real connection to, but you haven't seen them in a while and you hug them, you'll 92% of the time your head will fall to the right, and that's because you have no associating emotion with that person. However, that drops to about 83% when there is emotional situation. So people believe like there's a connection with the left side of your, and I think like negative emotions or positive, negative emotions are considered with the left side of the brain. So our body hugs to the right, because whatever happens on the left side of the brain affects your right side of your body. So it's vice versa. And positive emotions and closeness is on the right side of the brain. Really positive emotions like that are considered on the right side of the brain, so it happens on the left. And there's even studies where animals who have newborn babies will hold their babies on the left side. It might be, if you ever see a man pick up the baby, see which side of the baby's being held on, it more than likely will probably be to the left, quite interestingly.
That's strange.
Yeah, no, like they do weird things to look into it. So, like, one of the things that they did to study,
they just do what I did and just stand around looking at people.
pretty much. Well, I think they set up cameras, and they went to an airport and they watched people out in departures and arrivals, and they summarized that in departures, it's going to be more of negative emotions. Maybe people are going away for a long time. Maybe people have a fear of flying. Maybe someone loved one's going off to war. Who knows? People do weird things at airports.
You go to war?
Well, like, I don't. This study could be done in the US. The US gets themselves into a lot of wars.
Oh, we won't go there.
We won't go there.
We
But like,
won't go there.
they could be going off to war, or going on holidays, or going on a business trip. What I'm saying, people travel for various different reasons, and generally when they're going away, it's negative emotion. So a lot more people were hugging on the right side of the body in departures, and they've seen a huge uptake in arrivals on left side hugging. So they've seen a large number of people like hug to the left side. Now, one of these things, this could be like a US study. Maybe more Irish people are more welcoming, and that's why you've seen a 50-50 split in left side, right side hugs. But yeah, they've done kind of weird. They also done tests where they looked at YouTube videos and just to see, and people were blindfolded on the streets, and so they didn't know who it was, and they just watched which side of people were hugging on. And seen, once again, there were a number of people hugged to the left, so they're like maybe sociopaths or just are in desperate need of like some emotional attachment to human beings, and that's why they're hugging on the left. And but they've seen like large, like especially with strangers, and they didn't know who it was, they are hugging on the right side. Now this mightn't be actually anything to do with right side, left side emotions. This could just be whichever hand you write on, and pretty soon majority of people are left-handed, so or majority of people are right-handed. So that's why they picked the right side. So that's what they're looking at. If it's just a thing like right side, left side.
If it was to do with the way the hand you wrote with, though, more people would headbutt. Like, say, like you and me are both like left-handed. Yeah. So like, chances are, if
maybe evolution, has trained human beings not to headbutt each other.
Yeah, but like, are you the only one that's left-handed in your family?
Yeah.
So like, if you were to go and hug like one of your parents or something, like by that logic, you'd headbutt them.
Yeah,
you'd go to the left and they'd go to the right.
I think there's a negotiation.
But like your left and their right is the same side. When
you go in to hug someone, there's like an unspoken negotiation where both people just move in and go which side their heads are moving. So you're watching which side the head person falls on, but sometimes there's a real uncomfortable hug. Like and maybe that is the left side hug where you're just, maybe some people are more awkward and feels more uncomfortable hugging a stranger to the left. But people are awkward like that.
You shouldn't ever feel comfortable hugging strangers.
Yeah, exactly. Hugging strangers is just weird. If you're overly huggy. So they also, quite interestingly, did this thing where they got a college yearbook where they had all the lecturers who were in college, and they found that like artsy people, picked to the left side because he wanted to show their creative side, whereas more science academia people picked the right side. And now
this is the thing where you can't look dead at the camera.
Yeah, unless you look like a sociopath, like you look like a serial killer. You're not going to prison, so you're going to, people have a good side. So that's what the people is. People are maybe subconsciously trying to show their academia or like which side their brain thinks on by picking right or left. So if you're a science person, you're going to naturally look to the right because that's the side of your brain you're using. You're using the most.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So, like, it's quite interesting because obviously people, when they're taking these photos, didn't actually know that they're going to be studied to see which way their head was tilted to prove a scientific experiment.
I wonder does the same thing apply to, like, the whole hugging thing, the left and right thing? Does that apply to kissing?
I wonder. You'd imagine that both people would turn their heads to the left because it's a very emotional thing if it did. But I generally go to the right.
Yeah.
I think most people would generally go to
the right.
Yeah. Actually, in fairness, I don't think I've ever
gone to the left.
Yeah. I think most people have always go to the right. It's a weird thing. So
we're now sitting here, by the way, for people that can't see it, we're like tilting our heads like fucking weirdos.
Yeah, so some trivial facts about people. If people are left to pick a seat in a cinema, so they're not assigned a seat, generally they'll pick the right side of the aisles.
Yeah.
So like if you go into a cinema, you'll pick the right side. However, this changes if you're in like a college. You'll generally pick to the left side as well. So that's also quite weird. So if you're in a classroom, if you're in a learning,
how did they study that though? Like how did they come to that conclusion?
Probably set up same thing. They put a camera in a cinema, told people to sit where they liked, and then just checked.
But you'd have to kind of have the same people that are going to be in the college class in the cinema.
No, you just
because you could have a totally different like group of people. You could have a total creative group of people going to the cinema, and then you could have a whole lot of like.
Well, if you do over a number of cinemas or a number of screenings, and you put random members of the public who are going to watch a movie, then you presume that not all of them are creative that are going to see this film, and unless it's a very artsy film. So let's say like a Mad Max. I wouldn't say a lot of creative people would go to like a Mad. Well, maybe you get a 50-50 split, or maybe 60-40, or 60-30. You get all sorts going Mad Max, but like if it's like
60-30, so 10% of the cinema is empty.
64. Yeah. When have you ever seen a full cinema? Mad Max wouldn't fill up cinema. Stop being crazy. Yeah. Easily 10% of a cinema, and then just watch it. See, especially when people first come into cinema, which side they naturally pick.
I usually go right in the middle.
Yeah, but you're probably centered off.
No, like I actually like sometimes count seats.
Okay, well that's a you thing, not what you call a people thing. That's a Ken thing. That's on you. So that's why that's the story that we were meant to cover last week, but we
didn't have time.
Yeah, we didn't have time. So I thought it was quite interesting in terms of like kind of the way people hug and how that affects emotions and stuff like that.
Should I talk people studies?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know, this is a first we started about testicles, and now we went into more of a higher brow.
Yeah, higher brow. Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? So back to lower brow. So this is about the Simpsons political party. This all started on Facebook, where most things do. So there's a thing called the Irish Simpsons fan page, and back in 2019, which is last year, they decided that they wanted to as an inside joke, say they're going to run in the next general election, and it kind of took legs of its own, but in the space of 3 hours, they had legally enough members in order to form a legitimate political party that would be recognised in like Ireland within under 3 hours. So ever since then, the ISF party was formed, the Irish Simpsons Fan Party, was formed as once again as a running joke, and he said they will stand in the next general election, which is actually coming up around, I think it's like the 4th of March. No, it's like
February,
the 4th. No, it's 8th of February.
Yeah.
It's on a Saturday because obviously they don't want young people voting.
Why would it being on a Saturday affect young people voting?
No one's going to go out and vote on a Saturday if they go too busy going getting drunk, and like most young people, if they're in college, they work on the weekend, and
I think they put it on a Saturday to try and increase the amount of people voting, because people always said when it was on a Friday, they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to go vote because I have to work."
Go have it on a Sunday so people can go to mass after or before. People
There's a lot more money involved in paying people on Sundays.
That is very true. We should do what Australia do and like get the day off and have a barbecue. I know, like most times it's raining, but who cares?
On Sundays or on election days?
On election days, anytime there's an election, they get the day off. So anyway, maybe post that into the ISF as in terms of their election campaign. But like I said, this was like a running joke. So they didn't actually have any idea, but people were pressuring them into actually running people, because they had over 1,000 members at this stage in that were apparently going to be part of their political party. So they had to say that IFS party will not be running in the 2020 election. Stating
so
that
already broken a promise.
Yeah, saying that honestly the party was an inside joke that somehow got international attention. Like people from Australia and Mexico were like writing in about like how great this party was. They went on to say the Irish political has been demoted by Ireland's political has been dominated by two centre-right parties, and a left-leaning party came along to show that people obviously there's go for a left-leaning party in Ireland, and said that we are not the party to hold this torch or carry this torch, that we would love to see a bunch of memers, as they call themselves, get into Dáil Éireann, but the Irish people do deserve more or deserve better. Summarising a statement from them, which I thought was quite funny, that they call themselves memers. I didn't know that actually was a thing, but yeah, but it's kind of
it's probably not a thing. It's probably some shite they made.
In terms of like an actual party called the Irish Simpsons Fan Party, get that other than like Come Out Ye Blackened Tans becoming number 1 on iTunes in England. That's my second favourite thing that happened this week. that I heard about this week.
They wouldn't be taken seriously though. You'd have to come up with an actual name. That's what. Well, they have the like if they did
ISF. I think that's Irish Simpson fan. Like they just call themselves ISF, and they have posters and have yellow as their caption around it, and
yellow. Yeah, everybody's campaign posters like Simpsons animation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they just have like Simpsons memes as their like. They definitely would get a certain of the public to vote just for the Simpsons.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
just for the ridiculous.
I'd probably put them down maybe second or third option. Like in fairness, like instead of giving Fianna Fáil or Fianna Gael my vote, I could probably give Simpsons fan party. Actually, it would actually help the two main parties, because a lot of people would protest vote the Simpsons fan party, but they'd never get. They might get 1 or 2 seats somewhere, but like they won't generally take actually any votes off the main parties. They'll take votes off people who wouldn't vote for the two main parties.
Independents.
Yeah, exactly. People would put them instead of independents, so it would actually lead to Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael actually getting a larger majority than they would before. So it's probably better off they not.
That's probably the real reason they didn't do it.
Maybe they do seem a lot smarter about politics than actually us, and if us two gobshites off that, they probably thought of it well. But yeah, once again, the fact that like they had 1,000 members within a month that would sit and test elections somewhere around Ireland. They definitely win some seats.
It would depend.
Yeah, there's like I don't know any counties that have a small enough overall population but high young population.
Yeah, like you have to remember a lot of young people don't vote.
Oh, but they would in terms of for like a joke. Irish people will do a lot of things for a joke.
Yeah,
and that includes voting.
Yeah,
If they get motivated, if there was a great ad campaign.
Like, Ireland is a great country for everybody giving out about everything, but nobody doing anything about it.
Ireland's also a great country for taking the piss.
Yeah.
Hence, they come out, you black and tan, to become number one in Ireland. That is, and England. This is my favourite thing ever. My friend was actually, I think one of the early podcasts that we did, we were talking about this, but he was, I don't know if he said it on the podcast, but we were like, he was talking about...
Just get him in trouble now.
No. He wouldn't care either. He's working in a bar and he was asked to put it's coming up to Paddy's Day, and he's like asked to put together like a eclectic mix of Irish songs that they could play for Paddy's Day. So he quite jokingly gone, "Oh yeah, we could play come out you black and tans and a few other songs like that." And goes, no, we have a lot of Pakistani and black people that frequent in this bar, so they will get offended, like, "Oh, you don't know." They had no idea what come out you black and tans were. They just don't learn about black and tans, and they're like, yeah, we let them have their freedom. That's what they learned. We let them have their independence. We gave it to them. Yeah. So that's England's perspective of history in Ireland. Anyway, we go
Leave them at it.
Yeah, we go from that into a story that we didn't miss last week as well. One of your stories. And it's all I have down in my notes is wedgie story. So I'm going to let you
wedgie story.
I'm going to let you take the wheel on this one.
I'm assuming you've been wedgied at some stage. Yeah. Have you enjoyed the experience?
No.
There's a guy who really fucking enjoyed it. So this
is this a thing?
This is a thing. Like, this guy, I don't know where it is, but I'm assuming he's in America.
All weird things do start and end in America.
So we're going to... Oh, well, it's in dollars, so I'm assuming he's American.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's spent... In the last 5 years, he has spent $1,500 paying women to wedgie him. In that 5 years, he's gone through somewhere between 110 and 140 pairs of underwear, because...
What are the size of these women that are wedging him?
I don't know, but he likes to get wedgied till the underwear gets ripped off him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, right.
Surely a woman would need. No, I guess if you bent over or not. Now I'm thinking about how.
Well, I suppose if you
what's the mechanics of like breaking
if you just keep
underwear?
Pulling at it long enough.
Yeah, but you have to be in a position to get that much.
He's
torque.
probably like on all fours.
Yeah,
maybe,
that's what I imagine. Yeah, you're on
like
all fours,
fucking reefing the hole off him.
She probably has to get like a foot put on his shoulder and like get proper leverage.
Yeah, like
unless she's a hefty woman.
Unless she's a hefty woman.
Then
Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, Gabby Garcia would lift you up by your underwear. I'm pretty sure any woman that's that size is not allegedly big. Plays a lot of rugby, maybe.
Yeah, but it all started when he was a child, and a girl that he liked wedgied him.
So that's what they say about your childhood. Like,
yeah,
a lot of what determines what you're into is like a young experience as a child, a young sexual encounter as a child, or.
I don't think really getting wedgied counts as a sexual encounter. No,
generally it doesn't. This fucking lad obviously fancied the girl.
Yes, right. So
this is her showing some form of connection with him.
Yeah, so it happened to him again then as a teenager.
Another
girl he liked, a different girl, wedgied him, and he said sometimes he actually comes like when he's getting wedgied, or other times he goes home and he just like has a wank thinking about being wedgied. And
so, this is like weird. Remember we were talking about like guys who get girls to order like
bath water and stuff.
Yeah, and shit. And yeah.
This is up there. Like, men are weird.
Yeah, this is like one. There's a name for the people who like this thing, but I don't know what it is. It's like it's not maybe dominatrix is the word.
Like S&M, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I think it's just dominatrix. Some people just like to be dominated, like beaten and like threatened.
How he gets these girls is
Tinder.
Even better. No, right? So he used to advertise on Craigslist.
That's a weird place.
He'd offer girls $30 a go to like wedge him on Craigslist, and eventually girls stopped like fucking responding to him on Craigslist. So now he just walks up to a girl who's in a shop or a park or whatever, tells him that he lost a bet with his friends, and he can pay them to wedge him if he wants, but he needs to get a girl to wedge him because he lost a bet. And like, does she do it then and there, like, or does he have to like bring her back to his place to wedge him? That didn't say.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like,
But sometimes he sets up what he calls sessions, right?
wedgie sessions.
Yeah, so I'm assuming these happen in like a hotel room or his house. So he sets up a session with a group of girls, and
Safety in numbers.
yeah, and he gets them to like flush his head down the toilet, force him to dress like a woman, force him to wear women's underwear. Then they group wedgie him where he gets picked up and carried around by the underwear. And these
where does he find these girls? Like,
but these
surely these aren't all girls that he's just met in like supermarkets in the park, going like, oh, I have some weird, but you'll get paid, and there'll be other girls there, so you should be okay. I'm gonna get you to come to my hotel room, and you're going to do a lot of weird stuff. But don't worry, you're gonna get paid, and I'll tell you the amount after I get you to do it, based on how grossed out you are.
Like the ones where he never tells them that it's a sexual thing.
Like, well, surely, like
when they pick him
carried,
up, like
carried
they pick him
around
up
in his underwear, and he has a giant like boner on him.
When they pick him up and they're carrying him around, he says like that they don't know that he's after like coming.
Is he wearing a nappy? Like,
I don't know the fuck what's
like
going on.
he's in
with
his
him.
underwear, and like surely they're gonna see the erection.
And they're wedging him till the underwear comes off.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna see the erection. Surely his dick's gonna flop out at some point.
Maybe he's a micro penis.
Yeah, but like even people with micro penis, like they will grow slightly.
A lot of hair. He's got more hair than dick.
Yeah, I've never heard of a case where a person has more hair than dick when they're erect.
You never know.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
like that's probably maybe the reason why he just likes being wedgie, because he's just has like a deep seated issue with his dick.
Like he says like he bleeds and stuff from this as well. Like.
Yeah, you would get you get anal infections, and you probably have to go for, you'd be like Dave the Duck.
Poor old Dave the Duck. Leave Dave the Duck alone.
You have to go see a doctor and put cream on it. Like, hopefully he's not as like.
Get your penis removed.
Yeah, maybe he should. Yeah, so that's really weird. Like, cause surely this is going to lead into some kind of creepy. Like, some girl's going to end up like chopped up in her underwear missing.
That's really weird. But like, how did he come up with the idea that, you know what, I'm going to like approach this girl in a shop and say, here? I
don't know how he gets a group of girls. Like, you have to be a prostitute.
Obviously it's down to being paid.
Yeah,
they probably are prostitutes.
Yeah, more than like if you have a group of them going, we've got. Yeah, I don't think he's walking around this park going, okay, there's gonna be other girls. We're all meeting in the Shelburne at like 5:00.
Yeah, like it is kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I wonder, does he have any like
job?
No, not job.
Imagine like what do you do for the weekend? Oh,
well, if he's spending $1,500 on this thing,
he has to have some sort
of a job.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder what he does for a living.
I was wondering, like, do the women have to like dress up a certain way, or is it like, you know, just fucking Mary down the road there in her tracksuit?
I don't know. Like, if they don't know that this is sexual, then they probably won't dress in any kind of sexual attire. Whereas if you think it's sexual, they're probably going to be wearing something kind of like showing off.
That would kind of maybe indicate that it probably is prostitutes.
Yeah, like obviously the prostitutes are going to be dressed like a prostitute, but I don't think your one in the shop's going to be like, oh yeah, you also have to wear this, and they're going to be like, yeah, you're going to have to pay me more than £50.
Yeah. His fucking shit stained underwear.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if he shits himself.
I don't know if he shits himself.
Alright, shit stained underwear. Yeah, so like,
I'm assuming it's going to be shit stained if it's going to be ripped off you.
Yeah, you're going to probably have skid marks.
I remember Jackass, didn't they do that to Steve-O? They wedged him until they ripped the underwear off him.
Yeah.
And it was like blood and shit all over it.
That is actually... Maybe you could use a bidet.
Use what?
It's just this thing where it shoots water up into your asshole.
Oh, a bidet. A bidet?
Bidet.
It's a fucking French thing.
Yeah. It's kind of got popular now all over the world, but yeah, it's just like it's more classier way of like cleaning your asshole. It's to shoot water up there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what you do. That's what the classy people do. We're too lowbrow.
So he's got a bidet now as well.
Yeah, he has a bidet. Maybe like surely like if you're into this kind of weird thing, you're going to take precautions, especially if you're getting infections. Doctors like just keep it clean.
Yeah, I wonder like what
maybe
trying to explain to the doctor. If he goes to the doctor, he's got like a fucking asshole
Especially,
won't stop bleeding.
yeah, especially if it keeps happening.
Like the doctor's gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, maybe it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's really, really weird. I think it's mental illness. You think
say that a lot.
Yeah. You think it's mental. We talk about people with mental illness a lot on the show. Will we talk about that Tyson Fury? Speaking of which,
Tyson Fury.
So
don't let the cat out of the bag yet, though.
Okay.
We have a list like of Tyson Fury. Obviously, is preparing to fight Deontay Wilder again.
Yeah.
So he's. We should also admit that we both came in with this story.
I know.
In a rarity.
Yeah, this is rarity. It's the first time we both had the
same story.
Same story. Is like.
Yeah, so he's preparing to fight Deontay Wilder, and he's decided that his training camp he needs to eliminate all distractions.
Yeah.
So that means no phones, no laptops, no Diet Coke for some reason. Apparently he's addicted to Diet Coke. He's eating 5 to 6 meals a day. He's drinking 8 litres of water a day, and he's wanking 7 times a day.
Yeah, the weird thing about that is the wanking. Now, we both came to different conclusions why this is. You have your own conclusion.
Yeah, he reckons that it's to do with boosting testosterone.
See, like I don't think it boosts testosterone. Like I think that's why like footballers and like boxers and all these people when they have big matches, like the coach says,
Tyson Fury doesn't.
Well, yeah, the coach says to them like, no touching yourselves, no having sex with your wives. They're all taken, like a lot of players are taken away from and not allowed to spend any time with their loved ones because they can't be trusted.
Yeah.
You're saying that might be a myth though.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that was a myth.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it lowers just after you have sex or you masturbate. It lowers slightly. But I think by like if you have a night's sleep or you don't do it just before a game, like it will by the time you actually are competing, it should be up at near normal levels. Like
the way you described this when we were talking about this off air was better.
Well,
you said like I think testosterone might drop a little bit, but then you get aggressive again fairly quick afterwards.
No, I didn't say like what I said was
something like that. It was like something to do with aggression.
You said like, oh, that's why. Like I said, it lowers slightly after sex. You said, oh, that's why you feel sleepy.
Yeah, sleepy. Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that's why you feel more relaxed. But like, and if you didn't have sex, it's why you probably a lot more aggressive. Not that you get really
you get really aggressive. Like. Have sex, a little nap, then rip the kitchen apart.
Where's the fucking spoons? I can never find any fucking clean spoons. So isn't something like this? I think it's more to do with like Tyson Fury has about 1 million interviews to do every time, and it can get kind of like tedious. You're asked the same question, you give the same response every time. So by like the 5th interview, you're probably like, I'm sick and tired talking about the same thing. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like he's given like really creative stories, and this is just kind of one of the stories that he tells to somebody that like he's addicted to Diet Coke and he's wanking 7 times a day.
I'd believe the addiction to Diet Coke thing,
but the wanking 7 times.
Yeah, like 7 times a day is a bit excessive.
It's a bit excessive. Like yeah.
You're going to be like Dave the Duck by the end of that. Like.
you're going to have an infection. Yeah.
There's going to be something wrong with you at the end of that. Like.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, but I think I think he's just like taking the piss. I'm pretty sure like I am sick and tired of doing interviews. I'm just going to lie, chew my teeth about like anytime. I'm just going to see which gobshite believes it. So he's probably like, yeah, stay off the Diet Coke. I wank 7 times a day. I drink 8 litres of water.
8 litres of water seems excessive as well.
No, yeah, 8. See, what you're meant to have is 8 pints of water, which is equivalent of 2 litres of water. Or 4 litres, is it? Yeah, there's it's 2 pints in a litre. So if you have 8, it's 4 litres.
4 litres.
Yeah, so you're meant to have 4 litres a day. And after that, you'd be like flushing minerals out of your body, and you'd be pissing like it.
Yeah, like so wherever the fuck he's going with 8 litres of water.
So I think this is like just like a really huge exaggeration. So I think he's taking the piss here. I think like he's just seeing what gobshites believe it, and we feel hook, line and sinker, both of us. Quite clearly. 2 gobshites with a podcast.
We should get Tyson Fury on.
Talk about his 7 I wouldn't be surprised if he said yes. Do you know what? You have a story about non-smokers. Do you want to take the
so
lead on
non-smokers.
this one?
There's a company in England. I don't know if you have the same problem. I definitely have the problem in work, where like it's really fucking irritating that people who smoke go for like 10-15 minute smoke breaks every like hour and a half.
Well, generally, like, it's before we start work, people have their smoke, or they might have a cigarette while they're working.
Yeah.
So it isn't as big of a problem. So you might lose like 10 minutes of people because they said, "Oh, before we start, do you mind if I go have a smoke?" And then you start. So it generally isn't that big of a problem. But I don't like working with smokers because they smell like smoke.
Yeah.
And like I work in a van, and they smoke just outside the van, so you can actually smell the smoke. Like the smoke, you can smell the smoke from inside the van, even though the smoke. I feel like telling them, walk over there. I don't want to smell you. Vaping has been the best thing ever. A lot of people are starting to vape, and it doesn't smell as bad. Vaping is an improvement to like work-life balance.
If you're working with a guy who's smoking, like, and he's gone for a smoke, does that mean, like, are you working on your own, or
no? If there's
can you not work either?
If there's like a third person, you might like get set up, but generally they're not gone for that long. If they're gone for 20 minutes, they're gonna get like an angry Mark walking up to them shouting at them. So like, they're not gonna be like take too long on their smoke break.
So this guy in England anyway, right? He calculated, but it's an unfair calculation. So he's given non-smokers extra 4 days of holidays.
4 days is pretty good.
Yeah, right. Extra 4 days to compensate.
4 days is probably about right, though.
Not going out for smoking. 4 days is nowhere near right.
What do you mean?
So if you calculate it, like loads of people have calculated. So say a smoke break takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're working an average 8-hour working day. So you're taking, say, 2 smoke breaks a day. So that's 2 by 10 is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It works out at 80 hours a year, or 10 days, based on an 8-hour working day. If you calculate it by just 52 weeks in a year, but obviously take 4 out for holidays. So 48 weeks.
Yeah.
You're taking 80 hours a year.
80 hours a year.
80 hours a year you're getting paid for smoking.
So yeah, exactly. So maybe not. What's that in days?
10
days. So yeah, all right. So like, you're not going to give a person an extra 10 days, but 4 days, if they're actually legitimately giving them 4 days.
Yeah, like he's given 4 extra days holidays for people that don't smoke.
Yeah.
The part that pisses me off the most about smoke breaks, though, is that you don't actually have a legal right to a smoke break.
No.
And
a lot of the time I'm like, all right, if they can go for a smoke break, can I just not stop for a coffee and a bar of chocolate?
Yeah, or like
like, can I do that once in my day?
If you're working an 8-hour shift, you're probably getting your break somewhere around 4 hours in.
Yeah.
So if you can't survive 4 hours, so where I work, an 8-hour shift is like 8 hours working, so it's a rostered 9-hour a day.
Yeah.
So you work for 4 hours, you get your break, and then you work for 4 hours. So if you can't work for 4 hours without a smoke, then how the fuck are you flying on holidays to places like fucking America and shit? Do you know what I mean? Like somebody, like there's people that I work with who like have to go for a smoke every fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
But they'll happily sit on a plane for 5-6 hours.
Oh,
fly to America.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So you like to. I think a lot of people, especially if you are a smoker, because like I remember.
Like I don't have an issue with smoke. Like some smokers that I work with will be gone like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
that's fine.
They're back. Yeah, but like I know, like I remember when my sister started working, she one advice with my other sisters, like, even if you're not a smoker, say that you are, because you get more breaks. So like what they would do is they would just go outside and you get 10 minutes off to stand around, even if you didn't smoke, or you just chat to people in the smoking area. You probably end up smoking if you do that. So like, some people do that just to get an extra 10 minutes. And like, if you can go like every half an hour or every hour for a smoke break, that adds up to like maybe within your 4 hour break you get like an extra half an hour on top of your break. So
like based on 2 smoke breaks a day, you're getting an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah. You're getting onto it, yeah. And a lot of people, if they're working 8 hours, maybe gone 3 hours. Some people like to piss and like they'll also go to the bathroom a lot more.
Yeah.
So they're just like trying to get out of work as much as possible. It's something that like probably isn't regulated as much as, because like especially if your boss is a smoker, he kind of knows like how annoying smoking is. But I think if your boss isn't annoying, he isn't as encompassing. Like he's like, alright, let you go once today. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like yeah. So like generally, because like I work outdoors, there's a lot more. There's a lot more ways that people can smoke. Like it generally doesn't affect the workflow that bad.
Yeah.
But I think like if you work in a warehouse or if you're working indoors at all, just allow people to use vapes indoors. Like there's no harmful. It's only like mist that they're blown out of their mouth. It's just water basically. So it's not like you're inhaling that and that's terribly bad for you. So if people are just vaping, like there shouldn't be any problem with it.
A lot of places don't let you vape inside either because it's not like studied enough.
Yeah, they don't know the risks, but like I'm pretty sure it's just like water vapor that's come out.
Yeah,
That's what's blown out. You're not actually inhaling. I don't think it's the same as secondhand smoke.
Yeah, more than likely not.
Yeah, so like
Definitely doesn't smell as bad.
Yeah, that's what I say, lads. Like you can vape in the van, but you're not allowed to smoke anywhere near the van.
The fuck away from my van.
Yeah, I don't really fucking inhaling your stupid smelly smoke. I'm not a smoker. I don't smell like smoke. I don't be fucking inhaling smoke.
Yeah.
You're fucking up your body, not me.
The smell of like people that have smoked is the
Yeah,
worst part,
no, that's my one thing. Like I always say, like if a person smokes, like no, that's a red flag for me. I don't go near.
You won't be giving them a right side hug.
I won't be giving a right side hug. Giving that like arms distance. Yeah, like smokers, like no.
Smokers are jokers.
Pretty much in my book, smokers are jokers. So we go on to Airbnb.
Yeah, go for
They
it.
might have some more stringent rules. So this is done by Vice. They generally do these things every now and again where they ask their readers for their stories about stuff, and they can vary.
Stuff. Kind of like we do.
We do the exact same thing. You can email it into shytalk@gmail.com. shytalkpodcastshow@gmail.com. Any stuff you got, and it can be about festival experience, it can be like drug experience, it can be sex related. This time it was Airbnb related, and they asked for their stories about Airbnb, and then I got a few of them in, and the person who wrote the story had a bad experience themselves. So they were, and a lot of these studies, like they don't say it was they're male or female, and then you say the person who writing are male or female, but I definitely think it's worse if it's female, a lot of these stories, rather than men. So the first one,
because men are like dirty, horrible, filthy creatures.
yeah, exactly, and generally people in Airbnbs aren't going to rape men. So like,
You'd be surprised.
you'd be surprised. All right. So like there's first the person who wrote the story said they were staying in New York, and they went up to the bedrooms, and the walls of the bedroom were curtains instead of actual walls. And the woman who stayed, she basically stayed one night and then left in the morning. It was just like sheets of kind of one's bed sheets that you'd have. They were just basically lined and curtains made up.
It was like what we say, one big room divided into four or something.
Yeah, it was open planned, is what I said in the article. And like they obviously got there pretty late. They were working in New York, and they had like booked this place kind of last minute. Didn't know what it'd be like, but it was cheap. And they went upstairs, and they said like the walls were basically curtains and sheets, and it was just divided off. And that was basically the room. She said, the woman who lived there said it was open planned, and basically she got up next morning and left quite early. She spent one of the other things, she spent a night walking back and forth in this tiny like apartment or house, burping loudly. And I think there was this.
Who did the woman staying there, or the woman?
The woman who owned the place would just walk back and forth, burping really loudly, and and like this. I think I didn't add this into the notes, but I think her her son wanted to take photos of the person on the roof, and out of embarrassment they said yes to it, and basically wanted to email her for like the photos or whatever, or send her on the photos of it. So I thought that was
a bit fucking weird.
Yeah, that's really like if someone came to me, oh, can I take photos of you on the roof? No, you can't.
Not a fucking.
So so that was one of the stories. So another one of the stories was probably the worst one that I read. It was basically, once again, in New York, by the way, and it didn't say if it was a boy or a girl. Now, this story, if it's lad, it's bad, but it's not too bad. But if it's a girl, it's really, really bad. And I'll say that, so there was one rule in this house when she first went in, and that was there was no speaking at all. Like, you weren't allowed to talk. And the fact, if you have to make a call, you have to go into the bathroom to make the call or to have a conversation, I presume, with yourself, because there was no speaking. And apparently it created a better atmosphere. No fucking wouldn't.
What?
Yeah, so you had to go. You
couldn't speak at all unless you were in the bathroom.
Unless you're in the bathroom, you could make a call or speak there. So it was late at night. So they said, fair enough. I'm probably going to go to bed anyway. She showed her up to a room where she's seen 7 Australian backpackers in their vests lying on the floor that she was meant, or he or she was meant to be staying in. The reason I think it might be more a girl than a lad, because she in the article she described things that wouldn't really affect men as much as would affect women. So when she went, she obviously booked this room, and you wouldn't also let it out to 7 backpackers. But because she booked the room, probably paid a little bit more, she was allowed the bed. And the bed had like a privacy curtain. The privacy curtain was a large pillowcase, not like a bed sheet, not like a curtain,
pillowcase,
a large pillowcase that covered their face and chest. So like, I think if lads, oh, by the way, it didn't even clip across to the far side, so it was on the right side, and there was no clip to like hold it in place. So like, it wouldn't even like close properly even if you could pull it across, and it'd only cover your chest and face. So this is something that, like, I probably wouldn't even notice the privacy curtain. I probably wouldn't care about the privacy curtain if I was a lad. I like the privacy curtain. I'd be like, okay, there's 7 lads on the ground. Who cares? I got to bed. This is a win-win for me.
Until the 7 lads start climbing into your bed.
Can we go to head to toes?
No.
Get out of my bed. So that was pretty bad, especially if you're a girl and you have to stay in a dorm where there's 7
strange men,
strange men who probably all know each other, but you don't know who the fuck they are, and you can't even make friends because you're not allowed to speak.
You can't even talk.
Yeah, exactly. You have to bring all 7 of them into the bathroom and have a conversation. which you probably get a new rule: no speaking, not even in the bathroom.
Is it no speaking after a certain time, or just no speaking
at all?
At all.
So at 7 a.m, your one wakes up to quite a surprise as the landlord or the person who owned the house screaming, "Fire! Fire!" Because she had obviously known how much of a fire hazard her house is. She had dropped a lit candle onto the ground. Now, the candle, as soon as it hit the ground, went out straight away. And your one sat on the ground of the bedroom with the 7 sleeping men, peeling wax off her shoes, and crying really, really loudly. At that point, your one got up, got her stuff, and started making her way out of the house. Your one was like, "No, are you going because of me?" And she felt so bad. She goes, "No, I'll be back, I swear," and left the key on the door and got out of the house.
That's really fucking strange.
That's strange.
If there's no speaking, when
I'm pretty sure if there's an emergency, you're allowed to speak.
Yeah, but when the person arrives to the house, what happens? So you open the door and you just go, start pointing.
Maybe she's not let in. You step outside and go, "There's no speaking in this house, by FYI." So you're technically
really weird.
It's a weird rule to have. I remember. Really weird. I remember I was staying in Manchester, and we were probably dicks. To be honest, we were drunk. Who cares? We were, and we were out till 2-3 in the morning drinking. After a long day of reffing shit fights, and we went on the piss, and we were really drunk coming back, and we were staying in one of these shared fucking dorm things.
Yeah.
Hostel. Yeah, hostel.
Yeah.
All the beds were full, bar the ones that we'd put our bags on. So it was a packed room, and we were probably really fucking loud coming in, giving no absolute shits who was trying to sleep and who was sleeping there, being really fucking loud. And then in the morning, because only one of us had the keys to get back, or the passes to get back into our room, I woke up with a burst in a piss, but knew that as soon as that door closed, that
you're stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck on the outside. So I jammed it open. So the person, there's a bunk bed directly kind of diagonal to the door. So I jammed it open, so all the light was going straight in at their face. And this place was pretty bad. The bathroom smelled the shower smelled like piss. The bathroom, the toilets didn't work. There was it just looked like a dive. It was one of the worst places I've ever had to sleep in my life. So there was an even worse story. There's one kind of bad story, and it started out so good. So there's a Bojack's picture on the toilet, Bojack's wallpaper in the bathroom of the next story, and they had all these lovely records, and so I started chatting with the person who owned the apartment about records and stuff like that, and they shown our record collection had Amy Winehouse, had a load of other different bands, and so they're chatting about music, and you're like, oh, let me show you into my living room, where she's seen above the piano a picture of Osama bin Laden. This is remember, this is in America, and she sees a picture of Osama bin Laden, and knowing full well who it was, said, oh, who's that? It's Osama bin Laden. And everyone goes, oh, that's Osama bin Laden. He's my father.
Is that a true thing?
Yeah, a true thing. So, no, it wasn't actually Osama bin Laden. She was like, oh, okay, how do you know he's your father? And he's like, the radio told me.
Oh, okay.
They're insane. They're mentally ill. Yeah. It was just after 9/11. Apparently, this happened, and the radio. Something came on the radio and told her that Osama bin Laden. And then she said, "Oh, by the way, you should stay in this apartment for your duration of your holiday because there's an attack imminent. It's going to happen in the next few days." And the radio told me this. She then got up the next morning, and in every different room there was a radio blaring on different radio stations while your one sat in the bathtub.
Why the fuck did she stay there that night?
I don't know, but then I don't know if this happened the first night or the second night. A different night, your one climbed into the bed with her.
Why the fuck are you still staying there?
I'd be like, okay, I want my money back. I don't care.
Or fuck getting the money back. I'm just not staying here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you want your money back so you can pay for her somewhere half decent.
Yeah, fuck it, just leave. Don't care. I'll go to the fucking pissy place to the 7 Australians.
Yes, pissy. They're constant stay. They always stay there. It's just a feature of the room now. Is they'll have 7 sleeping Australians. If they're actual sleeping, or we'll never know. But yeah. So we're actually quickly. We're quickly coming up on the end of the show. So. We have, we have one more story, and I think I'll leave it to the story that you had about the perfume.
Oh, the candle.
Yeah, candle. Sorry.
Yeah, so Gwyneth Paltrow has her own website that she sells candles and I don't know, fucking bullshit off. But the candles.
Is she the one that has load of alternative healing shite?
Yeah, she's the one that steams her vagina.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's the one that steams her vagina.
yeah, that's her.
It says it all.
So her candles, her range of candles have there's cherry blossom, cedarwood, vanilla, and then there's one that smells like her vagina.
Okay.
And
so which one's the most popular?
The vagina one's the most popular.
It smells like fish.
It's the only one that has sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah, it's these candles are $75 each.
Yeah, your man that fucking wants the wedgies probably bought like half a dozen of
They're
them.
like $75 each.
Spread around his
and
house.
her vagina candle has sold out.
Does it describe what the smell of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina smells like?
No, but it does say how they came to the conclusion that it smells like her vagina.
Okay. Does she stick it up there for large periods of the day?
She was like, obviously, she doesn't make the candles herself, so she has some sort of a manufacturer.
Well, you
Right?
imagine that she, like for the vagina one, she'd have to have some kind of... Does she have like a load of guys who smell her vagina?
Well, right, she makes these candles with this guy, and
Her husband, hopefully.
he's gone. They divorced.
Okay.
So she makes these candles, and the guy came to her. He had like 4 or 5 fragrances. There was like cedar wood and cherry blossom and all this bullshit, and there was a fourth one that was just a mess of a whole lot of different smells. And she said to him, "That one smells like my vagina." And
Your man goes, right.
yeah, for some reason they thought, let's just sell it. And it's actually called, like on her website, it's called
Gwyneth
like,
Paltrow's vagina smell.
yeah.
Like,
it's called like
she-
vagina scent or something.
Surely she has to like do a lot of maintenance to make sure her smell of her vagina. I guess her fans will never know what to smell.
I'd say possibly Tyson Fury might light one of these candles 7 times a day.
over a picture of Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, maybe that's the reason why it's sold out.
Yeah, Tyson's bought a lot of them.
With saturated, him and the underwear guy.
Yeah,
So surely, like, if you're getting wedgied, you want
scented candles everywhere.
a one that smells like a woman's vagina would be like right up there in your list
like,
of like stuff that you'd want on your candle.
Just fucking weird, like.
Yeah, like she's the one that steams her vagina and has like all these weird alternative healing practices.
She's the one that like some American doctor actually had to come out because it became a trend and tell women to stop sticking certain things in their vaginas, because Gwyneth Paltrow does it and says it rejuvenates her fucking fanny or something.
She's obsessed about her vagina.
Like doctors are actually saying, like, don't do the steaming thing, don't do any of this stuff because it upsets the pH balance and it'll give you an infection. Don't do it.
That's a medical advice. For actual medical advice, go see your doctor. Do not take any medical advice that you heard on the Shy Talk podcast show as actual medical advice.
Oh well, I'm pretty sure it has been.
I'm pretty sure you will.
No, like doctors have said, don't steam your vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like,
We can get away with saying
we can get away with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, just generally don't take medical advice off the Shy Talk podcast show.
I'd go.
But imagine someone did actually, if we gave out medical advice, and when I heard on a podcast, what podcast possibly would tell you to do that? Oh, it's called the Shy Talk podcast show. Like, they're not gonna go, right. Well, maybe not listen to that.
Maybe don't listen to that anymore.
Maybe just don't listen to that. Yeah, let's take a safe road and do not listen to the Shy Talk podcast show.
Don't take any advice whatsoever off this podcast.
I bet at the start of this podcast, you wouldn't be thinking the way we'd be ending this is by saying, don't take advice off us.
Yeah.
This is a recipe for disaster by taking advice off us.
Yeah, like imagine a guy selling like a candle that smelled like dick.
Yeah,
That would be considered really weird.
What celebrity do you think would get away with smelling having
like a dick candle?
Yeah, a dick candle.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp definitely would get away with some
Johnny
dick
Depp would get away with selling a dick candle.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. Who would?
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy would get away. Who's your? Well, maybe Will Ferrell. He could get away with his joke, would he? Don't know.
It'd just be his natural scent because he's a giant dick.
Will Ferrell. Oh, you don't like Will Ferrell? Yeah. Who else? Who's the main guy in The Irishman? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it, but I don't know. Fucking De Niro.
Yeah, Robert. Who directed that? It was like
Martin Scorsese. Yeah, Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese or anyone of them. All those classic directors. They could do it. They've been around so long. Yeah, they could get away with dick smelling candle.
Johnny Depp definitely though. If somebody was to release a dick smelling candle, it's Johnny Depp.
Harvey Weinstein could do it just to trigger a load of people in California.
I'm surprised he hasn't already.
He might after hearing this.
Will you hear this?
I don't know if they allow you to have phones in prison, so you probably find it pretty hard to listen to podcasts.
You never know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I just want to listen to my favourite podcasts.
Yeah.
I think we'll leave it there. The Shite Talk Podcast Show. Any suggestions, send them in to us either on our social medias or email at Shite Talk Podcast Show or shitalkpodcastshow@gmail.com.
Yeah. Or just tell us in person next time you see us.
Yeah, just come
If
up
you
to us
see
on the
us.
street.
If
Yeah,
you're one of the people that see us.
see us.
If you know what we look like.
If you know what we look like, and you should, because it's like on all our social media, our pictures or our faces.
Yeah.
You can let us know, but like mess on social media.
And let us know, would you buy a dick smelling candle?
Possibly.
Yeah, $75.
Which dick would it smell like? Shite Talk Podcast Shows.
It just smell like
new range.
It smell like the Shite Talk Podcast.
One of the hosts. You have to guess which one.
Yeah, you have to guess which one.
We'll talk to you next Thursday.
See you there.
Shut up and sit down.